In Dragon Ball Z, one of the coolest things ever introduced was the idea of power levels. At first, it was awesome. You could literally see how strong a character was just by looking at a number. But as the series went on, those numbers vanished completely. So, why did Dragon Ball stop using them? Hey, how's it going? My name is Raf, and welcome to Dragon Ball Code, the place where all we do is talk about Dragon Ball. And today, we are breaking down exactly why power levels disappeared and how that actually made the story better. When Raditz first landed on Earth, the Scouter concept was new and exciting. For the first time, we had a way to measure strength. Raditz could instantly tell that Goku and Piccolo were weak compared to him. Then Vegeta and Nappa arrived, and we saw even bigger numbers. It made the universe feel huge, like there was always someone out there stronger. It was simple, higher number equals stronger fighter. And that worked perfectly at first. It helped show just how terrifying the Saiyans were compared to the Z fighters. But things changed once we reached the Frieza saga. At first, Goku's power level with Kaioken was around 20,000. Frieza's over 500,000 in his base form. Then, after transformations and Super Saiyan, the numbers just skyrocketed into the millions, and later, the hundreds of millions. At that point, the numbers stopped making sense. They became so exaggerated that you couldn't really compare them anymore. Like, what's the real difference between a power level of 20 million and 50 million? The scale broke. Even the official guides couldn't keep things consistent, because the story kept evolving faster than the numbers could explain. So instead of helping the audience understand the fights, the numbers actually started making them less exciting. One of the biggest problems with power levels was that they killed suspense. If a scouter said someone was weaker, then we already knew who was going to lose. But Dragon Ball was never really about that. Some of the best moments in the series are when the underdog wins, when someone finds hidden strength or uses strategy or just refuses to give up. Power levels made that impossible because they removed the mystery. So when Toriyama realized that the numbers were limiting the story, he simply stopped using them. By the time we get to the Android Saga, nobody is talking about power levels anymore, not even Vegeta. There's also an in-universe reason. Scouters themselves had limits. They were built to detect normal ki, but once characters started using transformations or divine energy, the Scouters couldn't read them anymore. Remember when Scouters used to explode when someone powered up too high? That wasn't just for show, it symbolized the system breaking down. By the time we reach Dragon Ball Super, Scouters go completely blank when fighters like Broly or Beerus power up. Their energy is literally beyond measurable. So the story evolves from something that could be calculated to something that can only be felt. After the Frieza saga, Toriyama shifted focus from how strong someone is to what kind of strength they have. Instead of numbers, power became about transformations, techniques, and willpower. Super Saiyan, God Ki, Ultra Instinct. These aren't just higher power levels, they're new kinds of strength altogether. They represent inner growth and mastery, not just raw numbers. And that's what makes Dragon Ball so timeless. If everything stayed about numbers, the fights would feel predictable and flat. But when the measure of strength comes from the heart, from emotion, technique, and will, every battle becomes unpredictable again. So the reason power levels disappeared is because they stopped serving the story. They made the fights predictable, the numbers became meaningless, and the Scouters couldn't even keep up anymore. By dropping them, Dragon Ball became more exciting. Now, it's not about who's stronger on paper, it's about who pushes past their limits when it matters most. There you have it. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Dragon Ball content just like this. I'll see you in the next one.